I flew home with front row tickets to surprise my dad on his birthday. He looked at them like trash and said, "Trying to buy your way out of being a stranger?" My family mocked me, so I quietly left a small box by the fireplace and walked out. The next morning, my cousin called me shaking. He found it. He's locked in the garage, screaming your name. He looked at the envelope like trash and said, "Trying to buy your way out of being a funning stranger?" My uncle laughed in my face. Look who finally showed up, the prodigal disappointment. My sister just sighed. "Don't make this about you." And Dad walked away saying, "You were dead to me long before you left." I just said, "Happy birthday," left a small box by the fireplace, and walked out. The next morning, my cousin called me, shaking. "He's locked himself in the garage. He found it and he won't stop screaming your name. He says he'll burn everything if you don't come back." Finally, he realized what I'd actually done. So I don't know if anyone else gets this, but ever since I moved out about 4 years ago, my family's whole vibe has been kind of off. Not that it was ever perfect. I get these half-assed texts from my sister like, "Hope you're still alive." And my dad, if he says anything at all, it's just some passive-aggressive meme about kids these days or how nobody visits anymore. Uncle Bradley is just an old troll who lives in the basement and thinks he's hilarious. Whatever. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm not the villain they act like I am either. Anyway, Dad's birthday was coming up, and I guess I thought I'd try to do something nice. Not for points, just because, why not? He's always whining about how nobody in this family cares about sports except me, but then if you try to talk to him about it, he acts like you're an idiot. Classic. So about a month ago, I bought these front row tickets for the game he never shuts up about, the one he always claims he can't afford. They cost more than my rent, and I had to sell my old bike to pay for them. But I figured it'd be worth it if it meant just a few hours of him acting normal. I even double-checked the date like 3 times because last year he threw a fit when people got it wrong. So I fly in the day before. Don't tell anyone. Just text my cousin Autumn to make sure someone will be home. She's the only one who doesn't. Act like I'm some kind of ghost. She says to just come in. Doors never locked, which is insane. But whatever. That's this town for you. I get there. Suitcase in one hand, envelope in the other. It's already weird. Like when I walk in, nobody even looks up. Dad's in the recliner, phone out, watching some highlight reel, and I see my Uncle Bradley in the kitchen, just standing there eating lunch meat straight out the bag. My sister Joanne's on the couch doom-scrolling TikTok. She doesn't even say hi. I just kind of stand there holding the envelope, feeling like a complete idiot. After a minute I go, "Hey, happy birthday," and hand Dad the thing. He doesn't even look at me, just pokes at the envelope like it's suspicious. Then he finally rips it open, sees the tickets, and makes this face like he just found a used tissue. He goes, "What? You think you can just buy your way out of being a fudding stranger?" Loud enough that everyone can hear. I just stand there, not even sure what to do. Uncle Bradley laughs like, "Look who finally showed up." The prodigal disappointment returned. I swear he's waited all year to say that. Joanne sighs, doesn't even look up from her phone, just says, "Stop making this about you, Ezra. You always do this." I'm literally just standing there with a birthday card and tickets like, "Okay, sure. Guess this is about me now." So Dad gets up, shoves the envelope back in my hand, and says I was dead to him long before I left. Then he just walks down the hall, slams the bedroom door. Everyone acts like nothing happened. Bradley goes back to his sandwich. Joanne starts texting someone, probably about how cringe I am. I just laugh because what else do you do? I put the envelope down on the coffee table. Then I take out this little box I brought. Not going to say what's in it yet, but let's just say it's something I saved from when I left. And it's not illegal or anything, but it's personal. I put it on the fireplace right where everyone can see it and just say, "Happy birthday" again, 'cause why not? Nobody looks at me. Nobody even moves. I grab my bag, walk out. I hear Bradley say something about how I finally got the hint. Joanne doesn't even look up. The door sticks a little, so I push it harder than I mean to, and it bangs shut. I just stand outside for a sec, breathing in this weird mix of fried food and old grass, and I'm like, why did I even bother? I know why, I guess, but whatever. I stay at the crappy motel by the highway, order food, try to sleep, barely get any. I keep checking my phone. half expecting someone to text, but it's just silent. Around 8 the next morning, my phone starts blowing up. Missed calls from Autumn, which is weird because she never calls. Finally, I answer, and she's legit freaking out. She says, "Dad's locked himself in the garage screaming your name, and he found what was in the box. He's not making sense, saying he'll burn everything if you don't come back." I can hear him yelling in the background. I'm just sitting there, still in yesterday's clothes, staring at the wall. No idea what he's going to do next, but I know for once I'm not just going to roll over and take it. It's his move now. Update 1. A messy morning. All right, back again, I guess. Not gonna lie, didn't even sleep last night. Mostly just doom-scrolled on my phone and picked at what was left of some cold fries. You know that one day where you know the next 24 hours are going to be a mess, but you can't stop it? You just watch it all go down. That was me waking up to like 20 missed calls from Autumn, a couple texts from my sister. What did you do? And fix this. And even a missed FaceTime from my Uncle Bradley, which is so cursed it's almost funny. First thing I see when I finally answer Autumn is her face all red and blotchy. She says she's been up since 6, Narig. Dad apparently locked himself in the garage screaming my name like I stole his soul or something. She says he's yelling about the box I left by the fireplace. At first she tries to play it casual, like he's just having one of his moments. But then she slips and says he threatened to burn everything if I don't come back and fix it. I ask what that even means, and she just goes silent, then says the others are blaming her for letting me in the house. Like, okay, sure. Autumn's the reason your birthday blew up, not the guy who can't talk to his own kids for 10 minutes without flipping out. I get a text from Joanne. "You need to fix this. Mom's crying. Dad's threatening to sell the house. Do something." I almost laugh for real. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go back and get screamed at again? She follows up with, "You started this, you fix it." And then nothing. I scroll through the family group chat, and it's just a mess. Joanne spamming all caps. Uncle Bradley sending voice notes I don't listen to. Mom's just typing long paragraphs about how I always have to make everything about myself. And Autumn's barely saying anything at all. I'll just say it now since people in my DMs keep asking what was in the box. It was a stack of old letters from my mom to my dad, stuff she wrote when they were separated for like half a year back when we were kids, plus a photo of me and Dad at his first game, plus a printout of the last 3 mortgage payments made. By me, not him. With a little sticky note that said, "Since you wanted proof, I care." I didn't put it there to make a scene. I just thought maybe if he saw it all together, he'd get it. Not that it matters, because now he's acting like I tried to set the place on fire. I'm more pissed than anything. My dad treats me the way he does because, long story short, he thinks I abandoned them when I left town. He's always been that guy who needs to be needed, but only on his terms. Like, if I show up, I'm doing it for attention. If I don't show up, I'm selfish. He wanted me to stay close, do what he did, be the good son and all that. When I left, he took it as a personal attack. Ever since, every time I try to do something decent, he turns it around and makes it about how I'm trying to buy forgiveness or prove I'm better. Uncle Bradley just eggs him on because he's always been jealous I got out. Joanne plays both sides. Mom's just tired. I sit in the motel for a while, just watching the group chat blow up. At one point, Bradley sends a selfie from the garage door, all dramatic like, "Here's your legacy, Ezra." I ignore. Then out of nowhere, I get a call from a number I don't know. It's Dad's friend from the club, Barbara. She's like, "What did you do to your father? He's threatening to call the bank." I say nothing, just hang up. I decide I'm done playing nice. I text Joanne. If Dad wants to sell the house, he can, but he's not going to like how that goes. She just replies with a string of question marks. Then nothing. I check my bank app and see the auto payments for the mortgage are still scheduled for next week. I cancel them. Not out of spite, just because I'm tired of paying for a place I'm not even welcome in. I know this is going to start something, but at this point, I don't care. If he wants to handle things on his own, he can. Autumn texts me again, says Dad's tearing up the garage yelling about how I'm trying to ruin his life, and Mom's locked herself in the bathroom. Apparently Bradley tried to open the garage door and Dad shoved him, so now he's outside yelling too. Joanne is just airing it all out on her Finsta, posting about toxic family and people who don't know how to let go. I just scroll past it. I get a DM from a guy I barely know, some cousin on my mom's side, asking if I'm okay. I just say, "Yep, all good." He sends back, "You sure?" And I just leave it on read. He doesn't know the half of it. Nobody does. By late afternoon, I'm pretty much numb. I go for a walk, grab a coffee, run into some kid from high school who acts like we're best friends for 5 minutes, then dips. I see Uncle Bradley's truck go by. He doesn't see me. I check my phone. 3 missed calls from home. A voicemail from Mom that's just her crying. And a text from Joanne that says, "He's threatening to call the lawyer now." "Happy," I reply. "I'm not paying for the house any." She doesn't answer. I think about just blocking the whole family, but that feels too easy. I want them to sit with this. Not because I'm trying to be cruel, but because I'm finally done letting them walk all over me. They want to act like I'm the villain? Fine. I'll play the part. I'll make sure it costs them too. So now I'm just waiting. I know Dad's next move is going to be big because he always has to win. But I've got more leverage than any of them realize. And if they want to fight, they're going to get one. Next time I post, I'll let you know what that actually looks like. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Update 2. The real stakes. I knew it was going to get messy, but not like this. If you told me a few days ago my dad would be threatening to burn the house down over some letters and a bank statement, I probably would have rolled my eyes. But here we are. And it's honestly almost funny how fast they went from ignoring me to acting like I hold all the cards. I mean, I literally do though. That's what nobody gets. They spent years acting like I was just a ghost with a debit card. So, a little update for the people in my DMs, and the handful who actually seem to get why I'm pissed. After I canceled the mortgage payments, everything went off the rails. Not right away, but fast. At first, it was just texts from Joanne telling me Mom isn't eating and Dad won't come out except to yell at people. Then I get a call from Bradley, and instead of his usual BS, he's actually mad. Like, not just trolling, but legit angry. He says I've put the whole family in a bind, and if the bank starts sniffing around, it's on me. I tell him I'm not their ATM, and he hangs up. Then I get a group chat spam. Dad's texting in all caps, threatening to sell my stuff from the attic. Joanne says she'll block me if I don't help, like that's some kind of threat. Mom sends a long message about how she trusted me to be responsible, and how I should think about what's best for the family, not my ego. I just let it all sit for a minute. I'm not rushing to reply. I want them to sweat a little. I start getting these random calls from numbers I don't know. Old neighbors, some guy who used to mow our lawn, even Autumn's boyfriend. Most of them are just like, "What's going on? Your dad's losing it." I say nothing. They can all deal with him for once. Autumn texts me quietly, says she's sorry for dragging me into it, but she's tired too. Says Joanne slapped her after she tried to stop Mom from banging on the garage door. Then Joanne stormed out and slammed the front door so hard it shook the window. I guess the thing is, my dad isn't dumb. He knows exactly how to push people's buttons. He's not losing it because of the money. He's losing it because I took away his favorite thing. Control. For years, he could just ignore me, talk trash, and still get what he wanted. Now he's the one who has to call the bank, talk to the lawyer, explain why the bills are late. I'm not stepping in to fix it. Not anymore. Joanne keeps texting. She says if I don't apologize and fix this, she'll tell the extended family I'm trying to evict. "Mom," I reply, "tell her to check the deed. I already know what's on it." Dad put my name on the house when he refinanced a couple years back, before he decided I was the devil. He thought it would lock me in, make me feel responsible. But now it just means he can't do anything major without my signature. I don't say that outright, but I hint at it. She stops texting for a while. A couple hours later, I get a call from a lawyer's office. It's not Dad's lawyer, just someone from town. They want to know if I'm aware of the mortgage situation. I say, yes, I'm not making the payments anymore. It's their responsibility. The guy tries to sound all official, but he can't do anything. I tell him if they want to sell, fine. Let's do it the right way. He says he'll call back. I spend the next day ignoring the group chat. I take a walk, get some groceries, sit outside and just scroll through random stuff. I grab a coffee and see a post from Joanne's Finsta. Something about certain people only caring about money, and family means nothing to some. I just block her. I'm not dealing with her drama on top of everything else. Bradley tries one last time to get me to back down. This time he's not yelling, just acting all reasonable, saying, "Dad's old school and doesn't understand how things work now." Says, "If I just come by and talk, maybe everyone can cool off." I tell him, "No, not unless everyone's ready to talk like adults." He hangs up again. Then Autumn texts, says, "Dad's now threatening to call the police if I come on the property." I actually laugh. He's the one who wanted me out. Now he's scared I'll come back. I tell her, "Just stay out of it. She doesn't need this." She says she's staying with a friend for a few days. Can't take the yelling. By the next morning, I check the family group again. Dad sent some blurry selfie from the garage, holding up the box I left, shouting about betrayal. All caps. Mom says she's calling her sister for help. Joanne's gone silent. Bradley says if I don't step up, he'll go public. I have no clue what he thinks that even means. Like, what? A Facebook post? Go for it, man. So here's the thing. I'm not done. The mortgage payments are just step one. I got all the paperwork ready to start a process that'll force my dad's hand. Either refinance the place in his name alone, good luck, his credit's trash, or sell it. If he tries to pull any more stunts, I can get a lawyer myself. I already talked to someone last week, just in case, but I don't need to do anything illegal. Just follow the rules. Make their lives as inconvenient as they made mine. This isn't about money. Not really. It's about making them finally feel what it's like to have no say. To have someone else decide. I'm not playing mediator anymore. I'm not their bank. I'm not the prodigal disappointment they can guilt trip and mock and then hit up for cash. And if Dad wants to keep screaming in the garage, go for it. Let the neighbors hear. Let the whole town hear. I'm not hiding. I'm not backing down. Next move's mine. And I've got a week to make them really see it. Stay tuned. Final update. The final cut. So it's been a week since that nuclear birthday. Honestly, I was expecting the energy to drop off. Like maybe they'd just hate message me for a couple days, then go radio silent. I was wrong. If anything, it just got more unhinged. I guess that's what happens when the golden child finally says, "Nah, I'm not eating it anymore." I started noticing weird stuff, almost right away. Bradley parked his truck out front of my motel and just sat there for like half an hour. Didn't even get out. Just scrolled his phone and glared at the door. Joanne started blowing up my phone again, but this time it was voice notes and not texts. She sounded tired, not angry, just desperate. I played one, and she's like, "You can't do this to Mom. She's not sleeping. Dad's not paying the bills. You're making everything worse." I didn't bother replying. They never cared when I was losing sleep over their crap. The group chat is all caps and guilt trips and Dad trying to one-up himself. He's sending these paragraphs about how I betrayed the family, how I'll regret it. Then he flips and says I was never part of the family anyway. I stopped reading half of it. Autumn is just lurking. I can tell she's siding with me, but she's doing it quietly. She sent me a meme about burning bridges, and I just liked it. So here's how it went down. I gave them a week, just to see if anyone would actually talk like a normal person. Nope. Only more threats, more guilt, more of the same. Classic. So on the 7th day, I set up a call with the bank and the lawyer. I sent an email to the family group with all the paperwork attached, mortgage statements, deed copies, everything Dad tried to hide from everyone. I wrote, "If you want to sell the house, I'll sign, but I'm not paying another cent. If you want to refinance, do it yourself. If you don't, the bank can take it. Your move." No reply for 2 hours. Then the phone blows up. Bradley calls first, and this time he's not playing tough guy. He's begging. He says, "If I do this, Dad's reputation is ruined. Mom will lose it. Joanne will never speak to me again." I tell him, "It's not my problem." He starts yelling. I hang up. Then Joanne shows up at the motel. She actually pounds on the door like she's about to break it down. I open it. She pushes past me, starts ranting about how I'm tearing the family apart. I ask if she ever wondered what it's like to be the one nobody listens to. She slaps me. I just stare at her. She storms out, slams the door so hard the wall shakes. She texts after, says she hopes I'm happy now. I don't reply. Later, Autumn texts me from her friend's place. Says, Dad's been screaming at the lawyer all day. Mom's having migraines. Bradley tried to get into the garage and Dad shoved him again. Autumn says she's done. She's not coming home for a while. I tell her, I get it. By night, I'm getting random calls from people I haven't talked to in years. One guy says he heard from Bradley that I'm destroying the family legacy. I just mute the call. So here's the real move. I put the house up for sale. Not a bluff, not a threat, just a clean listing with a local agent. I copied the family on the email so they'd all see it at once. If Dad wants to keep his kingdom, he can buy me out. If not, it's gone. I'm not dragging this out. I'm not their bank. I'm not the family scapegoat anymore. The fallout is wild. The group chat is dead for hours. Then suddenly it's all messages. From Joanne, caps lock, telling me I'm evil, I'm selfish, I'll regret this. Mom tries to call. I let it go to voicemail. I get this one last text from Dad. You were never my son. I block his number. Then midnight, Autumn messages me. She's like, where are you? They're losing it. Please call. I just read it and tossed my phone on the bed. I'm not going back. I've got my own place lined up, moving tomorrow. I left the keys with the agent. If they want to talk, they can do it through the bank or a lawyer. I know some people will say I went too far, but honestly, it's not about revenge anymore. It's about not letting them write the script. They wanted to act like I was dead to them, so I gave them exactly what they wanted. Now they get to live with it, and for the first time, I actually feel like I can breathe. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Not a happy ending, not a sad one, just done.